Stefsonabudget. Welcome back. We are going to do our budget with me for our paycheck of January 12th. So I hope you are looking forward to seeing what the budget looks like. Let's go ahead and jump on in. So we are looking at our January spread. So I use the highlighter method by the Budget Mom. So we're getting paid here on the 12th. So we're looking to pay everything that is highlighted in gray. And I am going to add one or two things, I think, also from the next payday, even though it's highlighted in blue. And it's just because the expenses are a little bit unbalanced. So we have less on this paycheck the 12th and quite a bit more for the paycheck that's going to be next time on the 26th. So I just like to try to offset that a little bit when I can. It just gets you a little bit ahead, and you know, I try to keep the what am I trying to say? I try to keep the expenses like balanced between each paycheck, so that, you know, one paycheck's not like really heavy loaded with bills and the other is like more skimpy, if that makes sense. It just keeps it easier for me because I can kind of expect, you know, the same each time. So we'll probably look ahead and add a bill or two as well. But it looks like we're going to be covering quite a few expenses as it is. If you're new here and you haven't seen a budget with me before, my husband and I both get paid for a full-time job on a biweekly basis. We're both paid on the same day. So we essentially do 2 paychecks a month for both of our incomes combined. We keep our income combined. We don't separate anything here on this channel. So you'll just see it all goes into like the same bucket here. Yeah, we also keep things on the spread. So it looks like there's a lot, and there is. We do still have a lot of expenses while we're trying to pay off quite a bit of debt still. But you'll see some things like a couple of like Capital One cards that are highlighted, but they're actually paid off. I do leave them in the spread and keep them highlighted on the chance that that card gets used at some point for some reason, because they are still open accounts. So I never want to like miss a payment there. Like, for example, if you caught the last budget with me, my husband, we have a Bank of America credit card and it's been paid off for a good long while. And my husband charged something to it in, you know, for $48. So we just went ahead and paid that in full, you know, just kind of cash flowed it, if you will. So sometimes it looks like more than there is. So if you're new and you're thinking, Steph, you missed adding a bunch of stuff, it's just because they're open accounts, but we don't owe any money there. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and flip us to the paycheck budget tracker. As always, I use the Budget Mom printable workbook, and I build it out into a happy planner, which I really like, because it allows the papers to come out like this, which is super easy for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of scooch the budget book off to the side here. I'll probably just move it actually. Okay, and then grab a couple of cushion papers and we'll jump on in. So we're getting paid the 12th of January. Let's see if this pen's gonna hold up here. And we are expecting our pay 1 and our pay 2. And so for pay 1, I budget literally the same, you guys, every time, usually about the minimum I would expect our checks to be. And almost maybe 75% of the time, they're more than what we budget. But there are those times throughout the year where they do come in at the minimum. And so I never want to, you know, get myself in a sticky situation where I'm expecting more and less comes in. So I'd rather, you know, budget for less, add more later. So for pay 1, we're going to budget our $2,800. and $1,700 for our pay 2. And I forgot to grab a calculator because it wouldn't be a Stephanie video if I didn't forget something. Let me grab that. Okay, we're back in business. Actually, I'm going to put it to the side here so my left-handedness doesn't get in the way. All right, this should be $4,500 for income. And it is. Okay, so right off the bat, we have half our mortgage. So we always split our mortgage in half and half each paycheck. So we are currently saving this half of mortgage for February's payment. So we'll save half this payday, and then we'll get a second paycheck towards the end of January that will budget for the second half and make the payment. So 112, and that first half is 1135. Okay. Then we have our home water bill, which finally is coming down, and we're budgeting 127 for that. Okay, then we have our city number 2 card, also on the 14th, and that's for 115. That's the minimum payment on that. Okay, then we have our auto insurance. Oh, which actually reminds me, I'm gonna put up here kids insurance. So we have 2 older children who both contribute to, they both contribute $60 a month to their car insurance because they still are on our insurance plan. My son, however, he is paying for college tuition. So we have said we'll cover that for him so he can, focus on cost of school. So right now it's just my daughter who's contributing to her insurance, and that is $60 that I'll expect from her. So this will be $45.60. I don't have my white out, but I'll correct it. I'll know. Okay. So our car insurance comes out on the 15th. I'm going to just put a little A here, and that tells me that it comes out of my account automatically. I don't have to fuss with paying that. We don't do auto pay for very many things. We do for our auto insurance because, of course, they give you a discount, and we all know we need every possible dollar discount on any type of insurance these days that we can take. And then the other kind of automatic stuff is really just like subscriptions that come out of like Apple or like Netflix, there's no way around that kind of stuff. But I'm not a big fan of setting my stuff up on auto pay. I know for others it's really beneficial and just helps keep them on track. The reason I don't like to do that is because I generally am paying things like quite a bit earlier. Also, we are very much the type of people that, if I'm budgeting, let's say $600 for car insurance to come out, and it doesn't come out until, I get paid on the 12th, but it doesn't come out until, I don't know, the very last day, like almost 2 weeks later. We're very much the type of people that sometimes if the money's in there, it'll kind of just get eaten away at stuff. So that's why this budget method and the cash budgeting method works so well for us, because we just know ourselves. That's just how we are. So I don't leave stuff sitting in the account and then pay it. I'm going to pay it right away on the 12th when that money comes in and just get it out of my account so I don't have to worry or stress about it. That's another reason I don't like things to be on auto pay. But for car insurance, we are paying $586. If you're new here, yes, that is a boat ton of car insurance. It's really expensive. Our car insurance actually like almost tripled in a year on us, and it's just because the rates went up in our area. So they say it wasn't due to anything, our fault, like accident wise or anything like that. But we also do insure for newer vehicles, and we have 5 drivers. And this will be going up likely in the middle of the year again, because we'll be adding our a 15-year-old onto the insurance. So that's always fun. Very steep cost for them. Okay, after car insurance, we have Apple Music. Also comes out automatic on the 15th, and that's $19. Okay, then we have Netflix automatic on the 19th for $25. Okay, then we have our Discover card, which is our current debt snowball that we're working on. And that's on the 20th. And the minimum payment for this guy is $200 right now. At least that's what we're paying as the minimum payment. Okay. We also need to pay our Subaru on the 21st. So $459, we're going to budget for that. Okay, then we have Kindle Unlimited subscription on the 23rd for $13. Our Kennedy's cheer fees come out automatically on the 25th. And that's $65 a month for her. And then we have iCloud, also automatic on the 25th for $11. So that is all of our fixed expenses for this pay. Oh, but I'm going to add in a little bit more. So I'm gonna do okay, I guess the next bill would be our cell phones. So let's just pick that one because I want to get a little bit ahead. That's on the 28th, but we'll obviously pay before then. That's just when it's due. And I'm going to put $200 to our cell phones. That doesn't cover the full cost of our plan, but it'll get us a little bit ahead and balance out those two paychecks because that was about the difference. It was a little more than $200. So I feel good with that. So let's add all that up. So that gives us $2,955 in expenses, which feels a little bit lower than usual. We're usually between like the $3,000 and $3,200. So I might need to go back and make some adjustments here, but I think for now, I'm gonna leave it and then we'll see if we get any increase in either of those pay. So if we take that minus 4,560 actually, that leaves us with 1,605. So we'll bring that down here to our variable expenses. And let me move this back over here. Okay, and I'm gonna put you at a little bit of a tilt. So we have no changes here, my friends. We have just the usual. We budget for groceries, we budget for Costco, gas, miscellaneous expenses, like house and beauty items, spending money. And we budget also for drinking water, which sounds really weird, but we have one of those like 5-gallon tanks, right? So we just go fill all the jugs. We're gonna budget for pets and takeout. Okay, groceries, gonna get its usual 300. Costco, we're gonna put 100 towards that, 150 into our gas, 40 for miscellaneous and the house and beauty category, 360 into our spending, which also if you're new here is quite a bit. We use this for a lot. $100 each goes to my husband and I. We have a teenage daughter who needs money all the time. We also use this for lunch money for the girls. And then we also use this to get into sporting events, which we have a ton of this month. So I'm hoping this will be enough actually. So we have cheer competition this weekend. We have a wrestling tournament this weekend. We have wrestling next week. So we have like 4 events I think we'll need to pay to get into. So it'll probably go pretty quick. Water is 38. That covers us for 2 weeks and a tip. $25 into our pet envelope and $100 towards takeout, which realistically, I really need to up this, you guys, but I'm fighting it. The idea of spending more than that is kind of irritating, but we can barely eat McDonald's for less than $40 these days. So it just tells me that we're still eating out too much. We're very much all about convenience, and I'm such a lazy cook. I do not like to cook. Let me know if you guys are big cookers. So let's add all this up and see how much we need for our variable expenses. So $11.53, and we have $1,600 left. So if we take 16 minus the $11.53, that's going to leave us with $447 for our sinking funds and any extra debt. So let's see how we're going to tackle that. We're going to jump up here. Okay, and we have several categories up here that we like to take care of. Sorry for moving the calculator back and forth. So we have our month ahead binder, and I'm going to try to set these up to where they focus on our goals that we set for ourselves for this year. So we have a month ahead binder. I have a goal of $1,000 into my emergency fund this year, which if I budget that out, it's about $40 a paycheck. So I want to try to hit that. So I'm going to add that in there. Then we have our just kind of like regular savings challenges that we use for sinking funds and extra debt. Then we have our specific debt binder where we build up and save to send a big chunk to our debt. And then Christmas is like priority sinking fund for us. So we're going to put that in there as well. We'll see how this all budgets out. So we know we need 33 for our month ahead and 40 for our emergency fund to be able to hit those goals that we have set. So 447 minus 33 and 40, we still have 374 here. So 2, 3. I think what I want to do is 200 into our debt binder. Let's do, this part is always the part that gets me. It is so windy here today, you guys. It's supposed to blow all day and it's freezing. So if you hear that crazy wind, that's what's going on. It's pretty gusty. Okay, so let's just keep life simple. We'll do 74 to the regular and 100 towards our Christmas, which should zero us out. So that's 447 here, which gets us to a zero-based budget. So we have got extra money going to our savings priorities, which was that month ahead, the emergency fund. And then we also have money going to debt, which is also a priority for us this year. So I feel pretty good. I think that is going to get us where we want to be. We'll make any adjustments based on what the actual pay comes in, but we, for now, at least have a plan for our money. So that is how we budget by paycheck for our household of 5. We are a family of 6, but my oldest lives independently. So right now, our 4 walls covers 5 of us. So yeah, I hope you made it to the end and enjoyed this video. If you did, if you'll give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see you in a couple days for some savings challenges, friends. And also, I should have an update on how we're going to tackle our oven situation, because my oven did officially go kaput. So we need to take care of that like ASAP. So I will have an update for you guys on all of that in our savings challenge video in a few days, but I will see you in the next one, friends. I hope you have a great weekend and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.